My name's Emil. I'm a digital strategist. I answer marketing questions. This is episode 37. I love this question because this is something that gets asked a lot, but I don't see a lot of succinct answers to it. So you're posting an old piece of content to a new website that you want to rank for SEO. And the question is pretty straightforward. An old site that has great evergreen content on it, they don't care about how that content is going to be distributed by Google. It's irrelevant to them. They want to take that content and put it on a newer site that has possibly a broader reach and use it for that site. But they don't want to injure that site's SEO. They don't want to do anything that'll negatively impact it. So how do we tackle this? I've done this a handful of times now. One site with up to 100 articles in 2020. So let's jump into my thoughts and how I've successfully done it. First, considerations for repurposing old content, some things to think about that caught me off guard the first time I did it. Next, the new old post publishing tips. So these are the things that I always put in old posts that are being reused just to make sure that everyone's on the up and up. And I've seen really great results and increased time on page from this. And the process that has worked for me so far. But first, every Sunday, I send out one email that recaps all the marketing questions I answered that week. If you want to stay up to date on best practices, strategies, and become an overall stronger marketer, I think you would really enjoy this recap. It would mean the world to me if you could subscribe to the newsletter and my YouTube channel. Now, back to the answer. What I like about this problem is it's a two-parter. One is it's a content problem. You're taking amazing content or really good content and you're replacing it. But this content has history behind it. This content might have had links attached to it, might have had people referencing it before, or in best case scenario, might also be ranking in the top 2 or 3 pages for some of it. The way we want to solve it is through some best practices. And the best practices are really straightforward. First, let's pick the article. So you said you have a lot of articles. You're going to prioritize which ones you want to take from one site and move it to the other. So once you pick your articles, what I often did was I would take the 5 or 6 articles we know are going to go out next month, set that calendar up and say, okay, let's tackle the first one that's going to go there. And I'm going to audit that page's SEO. First, I'm going to see how many backlinks are going to that page. I'm going to look at if that page is ranking, and then just the overall structure of the page I'm about to transfer. Then I'm going to de-index it. So your question is, should you do a real canonical on the new page, or should you just no index this? I believe de-indexing the page is critical because de-indexing has a higher priority than real canonical. So I would de-index. And you could do it, of course, with the robots, no index. But there's another one, especially if you have content on that page, like PDFs or downloads. For non-HTML items, there's another tag you could put as a header response, and it would be this one. And once you do that, now it's time to republish because we've identified the post, we've done an SEO audit on it, we made sure that we're not going to be ruining anybody's good time by de-indexing this. And then once we go to the republish mode, there's a few things I like to do. The first is on the post, I'll put a publish date. Like the original date was August 17th, and then I'll put updated November 2021. What's nice about this is it's old content. You're being upfront with this, but it's also been refreshing for us now. And if you find articles that have this on it, you'll be shocked at how much more likely they are to be read, because clearly if it's been around this long and it's been updated, there's new information about something I'm looking at. So I can look at old information and new information simultaneously in the same article. There's so many benefits to this, but I just put that right under the title of the article. Next, I reread the article and I just take anything in effect. So for instance, let's say the article is about what a great singer R. Kelly is. And for some reason, you want to pass that on to the new site, right? In that argument, what you could do is at the top say, I know things have changed. This is my current thoughts on it, yada, 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 yada. But here were my original thoughts, and some of it still holds true for whatever reason. I don't think so, but just to give you a reference point, I put old date when it was published, new date when it was updated, the updates I've made, and some more modern thoughts, and then I'll repost the old article. And I've seen that work like gangbusters. The concept here, in my opinion, is helping the user. So we know we've de-indexed that other site. So when a user goes to Google and they start searching for something, what we should do is not have conflicting information to Google. And again, real canonical gets overridden by no index. So we know we've de-indexed it. We've made the content, even though it's older and even though it's evergreen, we've freshened it up. We said we have revised it for this day and age. Even though this is something that's existed elsewhere, we've cleaned it up and we've made sure it works. And the reason we want to do this and publish it to the new site is because, again, Google doesn't index the whole site, right? Google ranks pages. So when you put that page back onto or up for the first time on your new site, Google's going to index that page, reference it in its catalog, make sure there's not duplicate content, all that good stuff, and you've already taken care of that work. But it wants to make sure that the information, even though it's new to this site, it could have old and outdated information, and it will grade that. So that content that's on that page, even if it's evergreen, being updated is going to help your SEO. But it won't hurt the other page. If you've done all this, it will not hurt the website in a whole, because for the most part, Google ranks pages, not sites. And you're not bringing old baggage to the site, not toxic backlinks. So as long as you follow that process, put that there, it'll be great for the reader, great for Google, and great for repurposing content that isn't getting the love it once did. And of course, the user will benefit from it. So I hope this helps. I hope I've added some value to this. And if I have, it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe below. I send out a Sunday recap of all the questions I answer every week. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Good luck and happy marketing.